Hey guys, so for today's video I wanted to talk about depression. I've always wanted to talk about this topic, but I never know how to start it or what to talk about, but I'm just gonna wing it and try my best to talk. Anyways, I'm gonna tell you guys what I've been through, how I coped with it, and maybe share some advice that will help you guys who are going through a tough time right now. The reason why I want to do this is because when I was going through depression, I went on YouTube a lot to find a distraction, and something or someone on YouTube to put a smile on my face and let me forget about all the pain and my problems that I was going through. And that's when I realized that a lot of people on YouTube have been sharing their problems and are also had experience with depression, and it makes you feel like you're not alone. So yeah, that's why I want to do the video as well. So anyways, the reason why I was depressed, now that I look back at it, is kind of sad for me, or I'm thinking that's so stupid, Claire, you could have moved on really quick just like that. But back in the day, it was really hard for me. So it's kind of complicated to explain the whole story, but I'm just gonna say that I was in a long-term relationship with a guy that I thought would never cheat on me, but he did. And we were in 2 different countries when I found out, and he chose her. So at the time those events were happening, I didn't have a lot of people to talk to, and you guys are probably thinking you could have talked to your parents, but my parents are not, well, I don't talk to my parents about what's going on in my love life, or I don't talk to them about my problems, maybe about school, but that's it. And all my best friends were in a different country as well, and I moved to a new country, and so I didn't have that much friends, I didn't have that much people to talk to. So when that happened to me, when the breakup happened, let's just call this breakup disaster. So when this disaster happened, I literally changed. I would cry every night. When nobody was around, I'd be crying. I couldn't hold them back. When I was babysitting my cousin, even though she was 3 years old, she would be asking me why are you crying? And I couldn't answer her, so I just stayed in my room. I wasn't even really babysitting her, and I felt bad at the time. Yeah, so every night I'd be crying, and then I'd be praying a lot. I'd be talking to God. I'd be like, why did this happen to me? But at the same time, I'm telling the Lord that I know there's people out there that's going through worse than me. But still, it really broke me into pieces. Yeah, so I cut myself, but yeah, I would do some self-harm, and tried to commit suicide, which I was never brave enough to go through, so it was just me inflicting harm to myself. And I would barely eat in a day because I don't know, I just didn't have any appetite to eat at all. Like during dinner, that's when all of our house members get together and eat together, and I would go eat, but I'd be only there for like 2 minutes and go back to my room. And like when my family's eating, they're like watching TV, and TV showing like about people in love. Like I couldn't even watch TV shows that were about love. I couldn't listen to music that were about love or about breakups or anything. Like everything that I can see and everything that I could hear would just like remind me of what's going on. So like it was so hard for me. Like sometimes I just wish I would like sleep the whole day and like just never wake up. And when I am up, I would just be crying my eyes out. The first person that I actually talked about my problem was my best friend. And my best friend is actually out of this country, so it's kind of hard. So the second person that I told in person was my brothers. And at the time, my brother would try to get me out of the house and go with him with his friends and do some crazy stuff, but I always said no because, you know, I just wanted to stay home and feel depressed and cry my eyes out. Like, I don't know, I just stayed in my room most of the time because I wasn't even working, I wasn't in school. I would just stay at home, and I would like lock myself in my room, and like I barely talked to my family at that time because I don't talk to anybody in my family about my problems. It's not that I'm not close with them, it's just that I grew up not telling them my problems. Anyway, I just want to move on to how I moved on. After about 4 months of being depressed, I started looking for a job, me thinking that it will kind of help me, you know, get my mind off what's been happening. So I found a job. I started working like my first job. Usually you get really nervous and, you know, get really cold and clammy, but when I worked on my first day, I didn't even feel anything. Like I didn't feel a bit nervous at all. It was strange because usually when I do things for the first time, I get really nervous. But anyway, yeah, so I got my first job and it really did help me, you know, get my mind off of it. My job was like related to customer service, so I'd be talking to a lot of customers, which is kind of nice because I'm not just in my room not talking, I'm out of my room and talking to other people, interacting with other people. And a few of my coworkers I got really close with, and they helped me like get comfortable in my job, and really cool, and like talked to me and got me out of my shell. By the way, I don't know if I said this, but when I was depressed, I got really skinny. So at this new job, I was really skinny, and people at work noticed that I looked depressed. Like I looked like I had a problem. Like one guy came to me and said, You look like you're going through some stuff. But anyways, yeah, a few weeks pass and I'm getting better. I'm not crying every night. I'm not cutting myself anymore. Okay, this is where I talk about a guy that I met at work and how we got together, but I noticed that the video was getting way too long, so I wanted to skip this part and maybe talk about it in another video. So the number one advice I can give to you guys is that when you're having like a really bad day, to the point where like you break down and stuff, it is important to talk to somebody. Like, I know it's hard to like share your personal problems with somebody, but you need to like have a way to let all of it out of your system. Like whether it be Twitter, you can make a Twitter account and make it anonymous. And if you have someone that you can tell anything to, then that would be great. You can talk to your best friend or your siblings, your parents too if you want. Anybody that is willing to listen. You can even write it in a diary. That kind of helps to get all of it out of your system. Number 2 would be going on for a walk. When I was depressed, I would go on a walk from my house to our local park, and for some reason that kind of helped me like get out of my room and not cry for the whole day. So yeah, it gave it like that way. So in that form, it kind of helped me not be in my depressed mood. So for you guys, it doesn't have to be walking. It can be like boxing or whatever hobby you have, like video gaming or tennis, I don't know, ping pong, I don't know, whatever your hobby is. So number 1, what I should have done before is when some of your friends are asking you to go out with them, go out with them. Because talking to other people kind of makes you forget about your helps you forget about your problems and kind of relieves your day and gives you a little joy in your life. You want to be with your friends or your family for most of the time in a day, because once you're alone, you're gonna want to start crying or inflict harm to yourself, and you don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen to you, so don't be alone. Try to keep yourself busy. Like if you're not working, try to look for a job or try to find a new hobby. If you don't have a hobby, like you can try baking, try doing arts and craft. If you're into art, you can do art as well. I remember like back in the days I used to like paint or draw. And I think the most important part going through depression and trying to move on is loving yourself. Because at the time that I was going through it, I don't think I loved myself. Like I always depended on other people to love me, and I think that's why I went through depression, because I was thinking that nobody loved me. Anyways, love yourself. Not too much. You don't want to be narcissistic. Nobody likes that. Anyways, love yourself.
I don't think this video is gonna come out the way I wanted to, because I'm just like all over the place with this topic, because I don't know like where to begin and where to end. So yeah, but I want to tell you guys out there that are watching this and is going through a bad time or a rough time, I just want you guys to know that you are not alone, and whatever you're thinking at the moment,
don't do it. You know, there's people out there that really care and love for you. You're just not letting them in. And whatever you're going through, it won't always be like that. You just have to be patient and like a blessing will come to you if you are patient and if you hang on in there, because I know I did get my blessing after hanging on. I'm gonna stop talking because I feel like someone's listening to me right now. Anyways, hope this video helps you guys, and maybe I'll make another video where I'm more clear of what I'm talking about. But I love you guys and thank you for watching.